Now, let's turn our attention to the next honoree. Retief Goosen is not one to brag, but did you know that he produces world-class wine and his foundation supports a preschool in his native South Africa? A two-time U.S. Open champion, Goosen enjoyed 5 consecutive seasons where he won an event on both the PGA Tour and the European Tour. And it is all the more remarkable that Retief reached all of these heights after he was knocked flat on his back by a bolt of lightning at age 15. The force of the strike was so bold it burned off most of his clothes and melted what remained onto his skin. It took him weeks to recover. A 6-time President's Cup player, tonight we raise our voices to salute him for a career worthy of praise.
It's always a special occasion for me when a South African is inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame. We are a relatively small country, but have produced many talented golfers who became major winners and Hall of Famers. I'm honored to introduce Retief as a member of the World Golf Hall of Fame's class of 2019.
Retief Goosen from South Africa, the 2001 U.S. Open champion.
As Bobby Locke, that wonderful golfer, took a keen interest in my career, the same can be said for my attention to Retief's when he started to make a name for himself.
Been a very strong performance from Retief Goosen. He's a winner for the first time on the European Tour.
After winning the South African Amateur Championship, Retief was ready to take his game global. Much to my delight, he won in Africa, Asia, Europe, and America. That is the mark of a champion. Retief's accomplishments, quite honestly, have flown under the radar, so to speak. Maybe it's his cool and calm demeanor, the respect he shows for players, fans, and the media. He is a true gentleman of the game, a gentle man. His 33 worldwide wins include 2 U.S. Open championships in 2001 and 2004.
And Retief Goosen is a U.S. Open champion for the 2nd time.
He led the European Tour Order of Merit in 2001 and 2002. He also played in 6 consecutive President's Cups from 2000 to 2011 as part of the international team. And to think, Retief, you became a Hall of Famer even after a near-death experience getting struck by lightning on a golf course in Pretoria in your teens. Some would have said, I had enough. Instead, you put together a Hall of Fame career with the drive and determination of a champion, which you are. Retief, do what Trevino said, my friend. Carry a 1-iron when the weather's bad and keep it above your head, because Trevino said not even God can hit a 1-iron. What a pleasure it is to induct you into the World Golf Hall of Fame as my countryman and my dear friend. Vivian, myself, and the entire player family send our love to you on this special occasion and this special night. Many, many congratulations, my friend. You are a Hall of Famer. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Player.
Retief Goosen is a great competitor and at the same time a great champion. And it is my great pleasure to present him to you for induction into the World Golf Hall of Fame, which we all cherish so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and countryman, Retief Goosen.
Gary, what a great honor for Gary Player to introduce me here tonight. I know Gary for a long time, and he's a great friend and a great man. On and off the golf course, he's done incredible things for this game and for charity. So Gary, thank you very much for your time being here tonight and doing this for me. It's a great honor. Whew. I hope I don't have too many 3-putts here tonight. I really just want to start off with really the Hall of Famers that's here tonight. I mean, there's so many of you here tonight, and what an honor to be standing here in front of you and be part of this great Hall of Fame. It's hard to believe that where I've come from, that I'll be standing here one day, but it's been amazing, and thank you everybody for being here tonight. And the selection committee, I know it's been a tough decision. I was up against some great players, and for you guys who chose me, it makes me really proud to be part of this great team of players. Thank you very much. To my fellow inductees, Jan, Peggy, Billy, and Dennis. Dennis, you're amazing. I'm really honored to be part of this great team this year, an induction team, should I say. Dennis, it really makes you, just want to cry. What you've done for this game, you're amazing, and giving me a little bit of inspiration to carry on and just keep going. Congrats. Let me talk a little bit where it all started for me. I grew up in a small town called Petersburg, now called Polokwane. It was a very small town, only one golf course. Even today, there's only one golf course. And if we had rain, you played on grass, and if you didn't have rain, you played on sand. And you could cycle from one side of town to the other side of town in about 30 minutes. So it was very much a farming community. My dad was a property developer as well as a part-time cattle farmer. And he was also a very good golfer. He was a South African senior amateur champion at one stage, so he could play the game. And my 2 older brothers, they were pretty good players themselves, and that's really why I learned the game. I played a lot of other sports. In my young days, I played rugby, cricket, tennis, swimming, athletics, so I did a lot of other things, and then really golf started for me when I started caddying for them. Especially my brother Francois here, I caddied for him many times, and he says now he would like to caddy the bag for me though. But and that's where I learned the game, just going around the course with them, caddying for them, and then really from the age of, I would say 12, golf really bit me, and I started reading golf books. And my dad was a very big fan of Ben Hogan, and I was a big fan of Jack Nicklaus' Golf My Way. And that's where it started for me. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson, Ben Hogan, Gary Player golf books were lying in the house, and I just started copying what was in those books. I didn't have any video cameras or anything like that. My dad had a practice net on the back garden, and my mom always screamed at us for hitting out of grass. And my dad had a big mirror there, and I just stood in front of the mirror and looked in a book. That's how Jack hold it, so I'm going to hold it like that. And that's how I really grooved my game, got into that of just copying and swing and go with feel. It was a exciting junior time. We cycled everywhere. As I said, I didn't actually wear shoes to school till I was about 11. It was that kind of place. Everything was barefoot, going everywhere. We lived less than a half a mile from the golf course, so it was easy for me to just in the afternoons grab my clubs, put it on my back, and my little bag of golf balls, and cycle down to the club and get a quick 9 holes in and practice, and then cycle back. So it was a very exciting time. There's probably roughly around 10 juniors only at my golf club when I grew up. 6 of them were English, and the Dutchies, Afrikaans. And we always had little, sort of mini little Ryder Cups against each other, the English against the Afrikaans boys. And after a while, they didn't really want to play with me anyway, because I just started beating them, and so I ended up playing a lot of rounds on my own. But probably my biggest buddy at the time was my cousin Henry. He was a pretty good player. We played a lot of golf together, and one afternoon on the 30th of January 1985, me and him decided, okay, this is a Wednesday afternoon, let's quickly cycle down to the course, let's go and play a quick 9 holes behind the men's game. And we got there, and there was a little bit of weather around, and it started raining. About on the 5th hole, we stopped and we hanged around in the rain shelter a little bit, and then it cleared up, and off we went. And we got on number 7, a long par 4, and we both hit bad drives down the right, and we just started wandering off in that direction. He was luckily walking sort of 20 yards in front of me, and the next moment he gets knocked over, and he's, what's going on? And he said, when I spoke to him, he said he turned around, and there I was lying, smoking away, no clothes, blood coming out everywhere, burnt black head to tail, not knowing what to do. He just ran off to the hole next door, and there was a group of 4 guys playing there, and to my luck, one of them was a doctor. The guy was literally there in a few minutes and brought me back to life. I was basically dead there. When I woke up, I was in hospital, covered with bandages from head to tail, looking like a mummy. But it was really a lucky escape, should I say. You don't know where you're going to wake up when something like that happened. I didn't see any lights. I didn't see anything else. Luckily for me, when I woke up, I was in hospital, and literally 3 weeks later, when I get my shoes back on, I was back on a golf course, and here we are today, still going, luckily. But I think the lightning sparked something in me. After that, I really started playing some good golf. I did okay. The battery is still charged. I'm still going, and I started winning quite a lot of tournaments, amateur tournaments, South African amateur. I even won one professional tournament as an amateur. So my game really took off from there, and that's when I knew that golf is going to be my thing. And when I finished school in 1987, it was military time. It was compulsory in those days still. Me and Ernie were in at the same time. We both played together for the Defence Force team. We had some exciting times, I would say, in that few events we went to, because I was not a drinker at that time, should I say. And so I was the designated bus driver for all the trips we did. The rest of the team was unable to drive, let me put it that way. So that was a lot of fun hanging around with Ernie and those guys. I turned pro straight after that, won Rookie of the Year that year. And from there, things took me to Europe. I started on a European tour. I joined IMG in 1990, and things from there went to Europe. And got my car in Europe, and really started building my game. And in Europe, came to America for the first time in 1995 for the World Cup at Lake Nona with Ernie. And that was the first time I came to America, and it was nervy and exciting. Ernie played great that week, and I played like a dog. But and then I also got into Bay Hill, into Arnie's event, which was great to play there. And on I went into a European tour, and things really turned for me right here at Pebble Beach in 2000. I managed to get in here, and well, we knew who the winner was by 15 shots, but I happened to make the cut on the mark, and I was the first group out the third round, and I played a reasonable round, and the weather picked up that afternoon. I went from last to about 20th, and in the final round I finished birdie eagle on 17 and 18 to finish 11th, which got me into the US Open the following year in Tulsa. And got to Tulsa, I had a great practice round with Pricey, who won there, and I had a nice round with him there and see what he was doing around the course, and things turned out great for me that week. Although it took me 5 rounds to finally lift the trophy, but it was great to win the US Open at Tulsa. And then also playing again with Ernie at Shinnecock in the final round. That was mentally tough. Not besides the greens, I found the greens perfect. I don't know what they were complaining about, but there was more the mental side. You know, playing against Phil in the New York crowd is not easy. There was a lot of chitty chatty coming out of the crowds trying to put me off, but I managed to block all of that out and pull it off. And it was a great time that period. You know, the Big Five sort of was developed. Tiger, Ernie, Phil, VJ, myself, and it was a lot of great competition, exciting stuff. Then slowly my back unfortunately started packing up, and back issues held me back for quite a number of years. But I've had now back surgery 6 years ago, and the back's absolutely perfect. And now I'm starting a new career on the senior tour, which has been very exciting. And I'm going to be carrying this Hall of Fame badge with pride on the seniors tour. Really a great honor to be part of this great team. Thank yous. I probably have to thank IMG. IMG's played a big role in my career, all the way from Mark McCormack, Guy Kennings, Angela Jones, Sherry Way, Philly Barker. You know, they've been there since really I got onto tour, and guided me through playing around the world, everywhere, up to 38 tournaments a year around the world. It was a busy time. My sponsors, past sponsors, a lot of them are here tonight, and present sponsors, thank you. Without you guys, nothing would be possible. Coaches and caddies, some of them are here. Thank you for getting the swing and groove a little bit. And then all my friends from all over the place, South Africa, England, even my friend Michael Campbell came down all the way from New Zealand, thank you very much. And then finally my family, Tracy and my 2 wonderful kids, thank you for all your support through all the thick and thin what this game brings, and love you all. Thank you.